ever been. I'm more dangerous. I'm more reckless. And at Night of Champions, Randy Orton is going to get inducted in the Hall of Fame.
I don't underestimate Mark Henry, just like my opponents should never underestimate me. Mark Henry's unstable, and unstable can be dangerous. Trust me, I know I've been called unstable myself.
Orton in an almost altered state.
I've had problems in the past managing my anger.
Randy Orton has gone completely insane. Orton's feeling it. He's going to that other place right now.
He has people wondering who or what exactly could ever stop Mark Henry. The answer is an RKO.
You must have a death wish, Randy Orton. You have no idea what I'm capable of. 15 years of not being a world heavyweight champion. 15 years! I seen men weaker than me become champion. 15 years of no respect. 15 years! My whole career has led me to this point.
Be damned!
I'm gonna be the most dominant champion of all time. I'd like to welcome all of you to the Hall of Fame. Night of Champions was about the World Heavyweight Championship. But at Hell in a Cell, Randy is not gonna be enough. I'm gonna end his career.
Look at Orton! The RKO out of nowhere! Randy Orton has proved that he can hit the RKO on Mark Henry. There may be hope for Randy Orton after all inside Hell in a Cell. Ladies and gentlemen, for just the 22nd time in history, we have a Hell in a Cell match. For the first time, this man, Mark Henry, enters the Devil's Playground. Booker, will that be a factor? Mark Henry entering the 20-foot-high cell for the first time.
Let me tell you something. It's about ring placement. It's about situation. It's about being able to use that cell as a weapon. I don't know if Mark Henry intended on doing that tonight, but trust me, I know that man, that viper, that apex predator, he's thinking exactly what I'm thinking, Cole.
JR, Mark Henry is more confident than he's ever been in his career.
And that's a great asset for any champion. Mark Henry had just come to WWE essentially when the first Hell in a Cell match happened on October 5th, 1997. HBK and The Undertaker, one-on-one, he'll never forget that. Mark Henry in all these years has never been inside Hell in a Cell. I'm not so sure I don't know if that's a positive or a negative. All I know is that man, as a high schooler, bench pressed 525 pounds. He is legitimately recognized as the strongest man in the world, and that means he can do common things to normal men that exact extraordinary pain.
It has been 14 years, almost to the day, of the first Hell in a Cell matchup that JR mentioned. The World Heavyweight Champion Mark Henry, as he surveys the 20-foot-high, 5-ton cell.
Saw Randy Orton's RKO work Friday night on SmackDown. It was because Mark Henry lost his focus, looking to use a steel chair on Randy Orton. That tells me that Randy Orton can beat Mark Henry with the RKO if Henry loses the champion's focus.
Gentlemen, Triple H is the only man in history to have a better winning percentage inside Hell in a Cell than Randy Orton. Randy Orton has entered the cell 3 times. He has won 2 of those matchups. And tonight, he brings that experience to the ring and a newfound confidence over the fact that he was able to RKO Mark Henry this past Friday night. He enters the cell looking to gain his 10th World Championship.
Let me tell you something. I look at Randy Orton's eyes, man. Let me tell you something. It ain't about the money. I really don't think it's about the title. Maybe just a little bit. But tonight, with Randy Orton, it's about the reckoning.
Orton has this unique DNA. A lot of second, third generation, simply second generation stars, they're born on third base, and they go through life thinking that they actually hit a triple. Well, Randy Orton is not that individual. Randy Orton has worked his way through WWE, one of the most honored champions at a tender age that we have ever seen in our lifetime.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I say Randy Orton is a major player, and he knows it. Look at Randy Orton, just look at his eyes right here, and it tells the whole story.
Ladies and gentlemen, the question is, which one of these men will be champion? Which one of these men will be seeking vengeance? When we come to you the next time on pay-per-view, the pay-per-view entitled Vengeance, 3 weeks from tonight, the AT&T Center, San Antonio, Texas.
Those are cold eyes of Mark Henry, uncaring, relentless eyes.
The following is a Hell in a Cell match, and it is for the World Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first the challenger from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 235 pounds, Randy Orton. And from Silsbee, Texas, weighing in at 412 pounds, he is the world's strongest man and the World Heavyweight Champion, Mark Henry.
You know, if Randy Orton wins this match tonight, he'll be the only man in WWE history to win both of WWE's most prestigious championships in this environment. That is an amazing accomplishment. If, big 400-pound if.
You know, if is the question, but I'm going to tell you, if anybody can do it, it's Randy Orton. Randy Orton is going to have to pull a rabbit out of his hat, and trust me, he can do it.
Randy Orton giving away 177 pounds in this matchup as the referee locks the door. Again, this isn't your traditional steel cage match. There is a roof on the cell.
Here we go, right here.
You win this matchup by pinfall or submission, and Randy Orton trying to take it to the big man in the early going.
Randy tried to get a little bit of advantage right off the bat by just stealing Mark Henry, and you gotta love that, taking the initiative right off the bat.
And one thing we've seen over the past couple of weeks, JR, since Randy Orton lost the championship to Mark Henry, is a newly revived Randy Orton. Much more vicious, much more aggressive than we've seen in the past.
We know that Randy Orton has a psychotic side.
And look at here, there's the strength of Mark Henry, able to block Randy Orton from driving him skull first into the cell.
Obviously, any athlete wants to stay away from
Wait a minute, check this out right here. Here goes Randy.
And it's Mark Henry.
That's what Randy's on. Randy Orton said last week Mark Henry has no idea how many ways he can hurt him inside this cell. He just showed it right there.
And Randy Orton says he'll regret none of it. It's about winning back the World Championship. And suddenly the big man is on his back, and this match just got started.
Wow, that's impressive right there to get Mark Henry on his back within the first 5 minutes of this contest. Lets me know Randy Orton means business. Check this out right here. Randy Orton in that position, but did exactly what he said he was going to do, and that's hurt this big man.
And this cell was just vibrating for Mark Henry's body weight and the force of Randy Orton. And Orton, man, he's not looking for angles. He's not looking for the shortcuts. Orton is attacking Henry face head on, face to face.
Randy Orton, he believes he has a lot to prove here tonight in his mind. Because, well, I don't think there's a lot of people that believe Randy Orton can beat Mark Henry in this environment. A poll of WWE superstars showed that most of them believe Mark Henry will win this here tonight.
Looked like Randy was going for that DDT, but let me tell you, Mark Henry is you're not gonna be able to get Mark Henry this early with something like that. He's got too much energy, too much girth on him to do that move right there.
There are going to be certain spurts that Randy Orton's got to capitalize, monetize, if you will. He just had that opportunity. Can he create another?
Mark Henry says he wants to end Randy Orton's career.
Here's the strength.
Yes. And JR, sorry, this is great strategy, though, by Mark Henry. Randy Orton has had a history of shoulder problems throughout his career. It's well documented he suffers from hypermobile shoulders. That's double jointness in his shoulders. Mark Henry realizing that, attacking the arm of Orton.
Whoa.
The ring post, just like the Hell in the Cell itself, has no conscience, has no feelings. Mark Henry could testify to that at this moment.
I agree with you on that.
I knew you'd go with me on that one.
And look at Randy Orton stomping away at Mark Henry. Much of this psychological as it is physical.
You know, this is the one advantage Randy
And look at Orton.
Whoa, wait a minute.
And Mark Henry uses the cell as a weapon for the first time in the matchup. Driving Orton into the steel cell and into the steel post.
And see, that's the thing right there with Mark Henry. It only takes one shot, and this thing could be all over with for Randy Orton.
Unmitigated power. Mark Henry ragdolling Randy Orton to two sides of the cage and then the ring post.
See the expression change on Mark Henry there? Mark Henry glancing to see the state Randy Orton was in, and now Mark Henry is in feeding mode.
I'll tell you, before Mark Henry won that championship, he was on the endangered
Watch
species
this.
list, and now he's doing
Check
this out right
Watch the
here.
spine. Spine again.
This is the one right here. Oh my goodness.
Randy Orton's been called the WWE's Apex Predator. Mark Henry would like to take that claim from him.
Mark Henry's got things so nice, the pace he likes, but Randy Orton fighting back.
Oh, look at the strength of Mark Henry.
Oh, you can't combat
At
against
some
that
point,
right
you
there.
can't stand in front of Mark Henry.
Oh my goodness.
Running
Did you
power
see
slam.
that?
Man, that is a devastating maneuver.
Wow.
And here we go, cover on Orton who kicks out, but every time Mark Henry is able to pull off a move like that, the confidence just continues to grow.
Let's remember where that running power slam, when it was in this match. And what is going to happen from this point forward? Because Randy Orton may not be able to fully recover from that one powerful maneuver.
And that's a little bit of something new in Mark Henry's repertoire, and that power slam.
Yeah, but how smart's Randy Orton? He realized he was in trouble, rolled out of the ring to again reposition himself on offense.
That's called creating space right there.
Again, I don't think Randy Orton wants to get into a brawl with Mark Henry. He's got to be careful of that. And look at Mark Henry yet again, and this time slamming him outside the ring.
Well, there's your space. And Randy Orton just got wasted on the space.
Listen to Randy moaning and groaning.
You know, the only good thing for Randy right now, you can't be pinned, you can't lose outside of that ring right there. Can't win the title either.
Hey, we can all think back at our careers of men that have used a running power slam, but none have had the power, the force and intensity of Mark Henry. It is a devastating maneuver. Orton may not recover from it.
And again, inside Hell in a Cell, as Mark Henry looks to use the steps perhaps
Wait a
here.
minute.
No
Wait a
disqualification, no count out.
Those
This is
steps-
all legal. You can only win via pinfall or submission. Really, no holds barred.
And it's got to be in the ring, Mike. We might want to point that out as
Exactly.
well. That running power slam, those steps are as legal as the power slam, but the match has got to end in the ring.
Yeah, but the thing is, Mark Henry, he can just roll back in the ring, take the 10 count, walk away, steal the champ. That's really what it's all about.
Booker, I just said it's only pinfall or submission. There's no count out in this matchup.
I bet. You ain't gotta get hot.
Making sure you understood what match you were calling.
I do that. I just make sure you do it.
Thanks. Mark Henry right now, a complete domination of Randy Orton over the past few minutes of this matchup.
Just like Mark Henry dominated the Big Show. Just like he dominated Kane. Just like what he did to Jerry Lawler in the announce table.
How about the fractured fibula he caused the great Khali this past Friday night?
Exactly.
This is not looking good for Randy Orton right now. Randy's in a bad position.
Did you see how Mark Henry flung those steel steps?
You gotta be
He
kidding.
threw it like a baseball.
Good God almighty, those steps are... That would have been...
Booker, tell us how heavy these steps are.
Check this out right here. I mean, that's a feat right there in itself to pick those steps up, because that's steel right there. What Mark Henry just picked up, and he just tossed it like it was nothing.
Mark Henry brought the high inside heat with those steel steps, and Randy Orton now perhaps fighting out of desperation.
This is a fight. This is a fight right here. And I'm going to tell you, this is not the place Randy Orton wants to be at.
Something's got to occur to get Mark Henry on the defensive.
And it looks like this is a fight that Randy Orton is not going to be able to win. A lawn dart into the side of the Hell in a Cell.
Orton has found himself in that proverbial pugilistic purgatory known as Hell in the Cell.
Welcome to my hell. You understand me? I run this.
Heard Mark Henry screaming in Orton, "This is my hell." And look at
Mark Henry right there just ran tagging this boy Randy Orton. I don't like the way this looks, because Randy
Orton is being physically dominated. Without question, that's an understatement. But Mark Henry then intimidates people with that menacing presence, his verbosity.
And again, Randy Orton trying to create space, and he did successfully, at least for the moment. Orton trying to get back into this thing.
Orton's got to have a sequence of offense, and he can't get it.
And again, Randy Orton tried to Irish whip the 400-plus pounder across the ring.
I think that was just instinctual.
Desperation.
I tell you, that was a bad
And look at this!
mistake.
Good night, Orton!
That's it.
Flattened.
It's
Mark
over with.
Henry dominant as Orton manages to get the shoulder out.
I go back to that running power slam, and now Mark Henry looking at to do some more internal damage to Randy Orton if he can.
I tell you, Randy got to find a second win and somehow try to get on his toes, get on his bicycle, create a little bit more space, make Mark Henry work a little bit harder. But I don't like. Oh my goodness!
Knee driven to the spine.
That could be it.
Perhaps a prelude to the world's strongest slam by the world's strongest man, the world's heavyweight champion, Mark Henry. Orton's anatomy can only take so much punishment.
Mark Henry again.
Whoa.
Orton's back buckling. And here we go, Mark Henry, cover, hooks the leg, and Orton powers out, but it may just be a matter of time.
I tell you, Mark Henry's trying to make a statement tonight and tell Randy Orton, there's nothing you can do to stop me. I'm the world heavyweight champion, and I'm going to stay the world heavyweight champion.
It has been an awesome display. And you notice how Mark Henry weakened the back with the knees to the spine, and now he goes right to the bear hug.
I say Mark Henry's coming with a game plan tonight. Like I say, winning that championship seems to do something for you. Once you win it, trust me, you don't ever want to lose it. And that's what Mark Henry's psyche is right now.
Remember, submission will win this matchup for Mark Henry. And he has got Randy Orton as he's bearing down that full 400 pounds.
20 feet high, 5 tons of steel, 3,500 square feet. These two men are fighting for the World Heavyweight Championship. And everything that Mark Henry has done is like pieces to a puzzle. A perverse picture painted by Henry.
You know, JR, we talked so much about the confidence and look at 400 pounds.
Whoa.
Driving the breath from the lungs of Orton. You know, we've talked so much about the confidence of building in Mark Henry, his power and his strength, as we take another look, another example of what Mark Henry's capable of. But another thing we've noticed over the past few weeks, JR, is the way that Mark Henry's approached these matches, the strategy that he's been using throughout. It's a different Mark Henry in there than we've ever seen before.
And I think that is one of the big differences. Mark Henry, is he stronger now than he was 15 years ago? I don't know. But he's a lot smarter than he was 15 years ago.
The thing is, Mark Henry's not making any mistakes. That's the biggest asset Mark Henry has picked up. He's always had the offense, never had the defense, and Mark Henry, trust me, has picked it up.
An awesome display thus far for the world champion.
I mean, you look at Mark Henry, he's just not walking into anything. He's taking it slowly, taking his time, and getting the job done. That's what I like about Mark Henry.
Mark Henry trying to squeeze a submission out of the challenger for the World Heavyweight Championship.
And what's interesting is Randy Orton is exerting all his energy just to play defense, just to get out of these predicaments. He has no energy left to create any offense.
The thing is, Randy cannot rest. He's not resting for 1 minute. But Mark Henry is making him work every second in that ring. Just like this right here. Check this out. Check this out.
And a wicked headbutt.
Orton beat his way out of the predicament, and Mark Henry, with that battering ram-like head, just regained the advantage.
Randy Orton's on Dream Street right now, guys.
Mark Henry is in control. He's driving this truck. He's steering the ship, if you will.
Randy Orton's had a couple of flurries here and there, but has been able to create really nothing. Does Mark Henry have a...
Whoa, I'm not liking the looks of this right now.
No. World's strongest slam maybe on the steel.
And
Randy Orton.
Whoa.
And look at Randy Orton. Scaling the cell.
Orton creating that flurry that he needed. That one moment of opportunity.
And now Randy
Goodness.
There's a difference maker there. That is the difference maker.
Yeah, but the problem for Orton now is he's got to get Henry back in the ring. How do you haul the 400-pound carcass back in the ring?
That's an excellent point, and Mark Henry, though, is back up. To Mark Henry's credit.
Whoa. Where's Randy Orton getting this from right here? I thought Randy was out of the game, but right now he's back in it.
Well, there's a reason Randy Orton's a 9-time world champion. And Randy Orton has Mark Henry right where Randy wants him. Randy Orton, Mountain Henry, here we go.
You kidding me?
Orton unloading.
Randy Orton's got momentum right now. The question is, can he keep it? Can he keep the big man down? I beg to differ. I don't think he will.
Turn the burner.
Check it out.
Listen.
Check it out. Whoa!
Keep the offense going.
You gotta be kidding me.
Fast and furious for Orton to have a chance.
And Randy Orton's feeding off the universe. All of a sudden, an electricity has filled the New Orleans arena.
Did you see that standing drop kick that took Mark Henry right off his feet? It was beautiful.
And here it comes.
Look out.
Can he do it? That's the question right there. Can he pull this off?
Randy Orton has vintage.
Whoa!
Vintage Randy Orton.
He did it.
Now Orton, can he finish it up?
Randy's feeling it right now.
Mark Henry in trouble. 2 ring posts, the steps, the DDT, and now, could it be Randy Orton 1 minute away from winning the world title?
The Viper is hearing voices. He's going to the special place. He's coiled and ready. Randy Orton for the
Here we go.
Randy Orton hit it.
Get me. It's all over with.
Randy Orton, the new 1-0. That is a buzzkill.
Wow.
You got to regroup, Randy. What? Maybe it's going to take 2 or 3 RKOs.
I don't believe Mark Henry kicked out of the RKO. I just don't believe it.
I think Randy Orton just realized that he can't beat Mark Henry.
You know, you might be right.
Randy
bro.
Orton's one saving grace, I think, in his mind was he knew if he hit the RKO, he could win this thing. Well, he hit the RKO, and he isn't able to win it, at least not yet.
Hell, I say hit it again, Randy.
Exactly.
If it don't work once, go back to it again. It just might work for you.
What's going on beyond those blue eyes of Randy Orton? What's he thinking now in that sinister mind of his that we said earlier can be very psychotic at times? Orton has got to find the place to do the most damage with no conscience.
Don't let Mark Henry regroup. Don't let Mark Henry regroup because, man, it could be over with.
Oh, no. Randy Orton.
Oh, no.
The man who has no absence of malice. Randy Orton has Mark Henry in position. We've seen this before. Randy Orton going for the patented punt, hoping to kick the skull of Mark Henry off. And Mark Henry, world's strongest
You gotta be
slam.
kidding. Wow.
Mark Henry is still the world champion.
Here is your winner, and still the world heavyweight champion, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
Guys, you gotta give it up for Mark Henry. Randy Orton had Henry in position after the RKO for the patented punt. Mark Henry was able, quick enough, have the resolve to get off his feet, to intercept Orton, and hit the world's strongest slam.
I'm gonna tell you, I have nothing but respect for Mark Henry. He went out here toe-to-toe, man to man, and he manned up, pulled it off. He is the world heavyweight champion.
Perhaps the most imposing, physically dominating world champion ever. Orton tried to get that flurry, he got it. Used the ring steps, 2 ring posts, an RKO. But you still see who's leading with the heavyweight championship of the world. It's Mark Henry.
Mark Henry's season of dominance continues.
This is totally uncalled for.
The steel chair that has done so much damage.
Why?
That has inflicted damage to Big Show and Kane and Khali, and now Mark Henry, who vowed before tonight to end the career of Randy Orton. Mark Henry vowed to end the career of Randy Orton.
No doubt about it that Mark Henry wants to eliminate his competition, 1 man at a time. And now it's Randy Orton's turn to enter the Hall of Pain.
It has been a nightmare, a sick nightmare that has been reoccurring.
You would think winning the match would be enough, but Mark Henry wants to punish. He wants to hurt. He wants to maim Randy Orton for good.
Mark Henry's going to try to end the career of Randy Orton. Shatter that ankle. Destroy the foot. Take Randy Orton's livelihood away from him and his family.
Mark Henry had Kane and Big Show and Khali all in the same position. Was able to connect. And look at Mark Henry.
Don't do this, Mark.
Don't do this.
Don't do this, Mark. Mark, don't do this.
And Randy Orton
Barely dodged the bullet.
at the last moment, pulling out of the way.
Orton realized what was about to happen. His career was almost over.
Don't the equalizer. Here we go.
And Randy Orton, weapon in hand, unloading.
Unrelenting steel chair shot.
It ain't over yet.
The world champion's retreating, but Randy Orton is still on the attack.
Oh my God Almighty! Good Lord, what a shot! Right to the
Look
sternum.
at Randy Orton.
Randy Orton has lost it. Trying to shake the voices out of his head. Those voices telling him to attack. And Mark Henry,
Out of desperation.
survival.
Mark Henry trying to protect himself. And look at the world's strongest man retreat.
You gotta be kidding me. Mark's trying to find somewhere to hide.
Randy Orton found the equalizer. Man, this issue is Randy Orton so close.
Mark Henry remains the world heavyweight champion, but he does not make good on his vow to end the career of Randy Orton.
Let me tell you something, Michael. Randy Orton did as good as any human being walking the face of the earth could against Mark Henry.
Check this out right here. We thought this was it for that boy Mark Henry, but Mark came out and kicked out. You gotta be kidding
Look at
me.
Randy Orton's face. Look at Orton's face right here. What just happened? What must I do? And then we thought it would be over with a punt.
But watch Mark Henry. Mark Henry intercepting Orton, delivering the world's strongest slam. Henry retains the title, but that wasn't enough for Mark Henry.
This is too much. Mark Henry trying to end Randy Orton's career. Shatter the ankle, break the foot, break the leg. Randy Orton coming to realization it was going to be him or Mark Henry. And the steel chair was the equalizer. Man, that was a nasty foul shot.